boleh. Silakan.
Alright, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat sejahtera. So today, myself, Ahmad Nuzim Rosli, together with Dr. Lalipana Mat Ibrahim daripada Universiti Bikang Sultan Idris. We both came from the same department, Computing Department, Faculty of Art, Computing and Creative Industry. So therefore, today we would like to share the approach of teaching and learning, which is so-called challenge-based learning. And then the sessions today will be divided into two parts. The first part will be handled by me, which is I'm going to explain regarding the fundamental understanding about the challenge-based learning, which is including the framework as well. And then afterwards, after first session, Dr. Laili Fana will take over to demonstrate to you the approach and how actually we have handled the class using the same approach, which is challenge-based learning. All right, and not to forget, in UPSI ataupun from university, together who responsible to develop the module is our Professor Madia, Dr. Imam Yatim. He's the one that actually moved the idea of challenge-based learning, and therefore that's why now it's happening lah. All right. Okay, talking about challenge learning, obviously we're talking about having two different environment that we hope from our students. So it's either A or it's either B. We need to say, obviously lah, most people love students to be A, for example, because some of people nowadays, they just want students to listen to them. However, by now, obviously we need students to be active, to participate and engage with our teaching and learning. However, because of the current outbreaks, this never happened in class or physically in class. So how to handle this particular scenario? So challenge-based learning become a part of the best solution for us to handle the class, because when we talk about challenge-based learning integrate a technology which is require the student to look for the information, to explore the information using the tools that easily accessed by them, especially from internet, from their mobile device and laptop and so on lah. All right. So this is our agenda today. I'm going to divide the agenda into 6 units, which is the first one we will listen to the lectures. All right. And then, for example, another one, they love to share their works. All right. YouTube, blogging, when we're talking about as well, IG, social media. First thing first, though they're looking for likes. Banyak like, maksudnya famous lah. Banyak like, maksudnya, oh, everyone love my works. And tu tak campur lagi retweet, sharing. How many sharing you have when you publish something lah. Alright, that's why you have now a YouTube creator, and we have also a creative content creator. So these are the things that makes them so popular, and therefore they will love to share those things in the internet. Alright, another one, create a live video. Okay, obviously these are the things that they love to do. Tu tak campur lagi dengan TikTok dan macam-macam lagi lah. Alright. So, alright. We just already passed through the motivation why the CBL actually ataupun challenge-based learning are basically good for our students. Alright. So now we're going to go to the first phase of challenge-based learning, which is engagement. Alright. Talking about challenge-based learning, actually, it has 3 different phases ataupun 3 different stages, which is engagement, investigation, and the third one will be the action. All right. So later on, I will demonstrate to you the framework that proposed by earlier by Apple, and then we shall see each one by one lah. All right. The first one is engagement. It always the small pieces that make the big picture, right? And if we're talking about this, I would like to ask you a few questions about the engagement. All right. Let's see. Okay. All right. These are the framework actually proposed by the Apple Learning. Okay. And now actually again not only muted by Apple, it started by Apple, and then now it's organized by challengebasedlearning.org.org. All right. So we have 3 different phases: engagement, investigate, and act. All right. So each particular phases involve three sub-steps. For example, in the engagement over here, all right? In the engagement, you start with the big idea, and then followed by essential question and challenges. And next one will be investigation, also followed by three sub-steps, which is guiding question, guiding activities, resources, and analysis. And the last one will be X phases, which involves social empathy and evaluation. All right. Basically, it seems like macam nampak macam very complex. Tidak sebenarnya. It's actually a very flexible framework, which is you can have a various entry from the phases. Later on, Dr. Laili will share the templates which you and your student will work on together, and then Dr. Laili will also explain how you can fill up all those steps before you can continue with the solutions. All right. And then we're going to talk about the challenge-based learning definitions. All right. As I mentioned earlier, challenge-based learning started from Apple, because obviously Apple have started and trying to engage the student with the tools they have invent. For example, the iPad, the MacBook Air, and so on. All right, and as well as not to forget the applications. Therefore, they're trying to do something how they can have an environment which students can optimize and use of all of the resources they have, and then improve their learnings. All right. So then afterwards, actually it started back 12 years ago. And now they already celebrate 10th anniversary, all right? Okay, challenge-based learning. What is the definition of challenge-based learning? Challenge-based learning is a collaborative learning experience which in which coaches and students and working together to learn about compelling issues and propose a solution to real problem and take action. All right. During my seminar, when I did share with all the audience, some of them asking me, what are the differences between challenge-based learning with problem-based learning, active learning, and so on. Basically, challenge-based learning inherit all those problem-based learning, project-based learning, active learning. However, even it inherit from those approach. However, the steps taken are different. I will show you later on. All right. For this, for example, all right, we have 2 types comparison between problem-based learning and challenge-based learning. All right. When we're talking about challenge-based learning, it's all about the challenge itself that trigger compared to the problem-based learning. Usually, problem-based learning is actually known as a problem that designed by the lecturer or the teacher. Basically, it requires the student to use the knowledge how to overcome the problem. However, when I'm talking about challenge-based learning, we're talking about how is the openness of the problem itself, where the student and the teacher as co-collaborator may help to see the surrounding, the community problem. Mean to say, they need to work with the surrounding, the real world problem that close to them, rather than the problem that designed by the teacher themselves. All right. How about the product? Product basically more on the learning process. With the knowledge they have, can they solve the problem or not? That one is a problem-based learning. How about the challenge-based learning? Student create a solution resulting in concrete action. Means to say, from the openness of the problem found by the students, and then afterwards, the student themselves try to create look for the resources, look for a solution, and then engage with the community and the expert, and therefore they need to also to implement the action compared to the problem-based learning, which is concrete action ataupun pelaksanaan jalan penyelesaian itu tidak diperlukan. Janji boleh belajar, tahu guna maklumat dan skill tu, then that's it. Berbanding challenge learning, you need to real implement the problems. Alright, and then we move forward to the process. Students work with the problem in a way they test their ability to reason and apply the knowledge compared to the challenge learning. Student needs to analyze, obviously to analyze, to design, to develop and execute the best solution, which is later on, I'm going to share with you the step by step how student and lecturers can get through it lah. Alright, so this is the framework. Right, I did mention this earlier just now. All right, so now we're going to go to the first step, which is the big idea on engagement phase. All right, what is the big idea? All right, take a look at this particular figure. What can actually triggers to your mind when you see the photos over here? All right, some people will mention, we say this way, tangan yang memberi lebih baik daripada tangan yang menerima, ataupun ini sebab masalah-masalah poverty, ataupun ada juga yang mengatakan ini bukan masalah poverty ni, ini masalah pendatang asing, right? So the photo itself can describe thousands of words. It depends. However, that's what I mean about the openness of the question ataupun openness of the issues which is student can triggers, and this will help them to create more and think critically about the issues. All right. How about the next photo? And I bet some of you have come across to this photo, which is it's basically a viral photo taken by some divers somewhere in Bali. All right. Obviously you can expect lah. Ramai kata ini masalah pencemaran, ramai yang katakan masalah pembuangan sampah merata and so on lah, you can name it lah, environmental issues, you can name it, some of the keywords lah. And then afterwards, this particular figure, okay, is the domestic violence, and you can even talk more about this as well. All right, but what is actually the big idea? Okay, the big idea is all about a statement ataupun a general issues that the student may come out with your subject. At first, obviously, it seems like macam susah je nak dapatkan big idea ni. Okay, take a look at this. For example, masalah sustainability of natural resources such as power, water, food, energy, and air. And we have also some issues like economic downturn. You can relate with the COVID-19. Recovery and growth. I guess this is the time for us to talk about these particular issues. I bet this will be interesting issue you can discuss with class and so on lah. And how to relate with your teaching, we shall talk later. And how about the conflict and human nature and so on lah. There will be lots of topics and issues that you can discuss with your student. You can get from social media, newspaper card, and so on, or even from the television, right? Okay, we already talking about the big idea, and now we're trying to go to the move forward to the essential question, right? Essential ataupun kita beritakan what is RMO ataupun Registration Movement Order. So why we need such question actually? The question actually help the student to generate sub-question that lead to the resources they can use later on lah. And then the next one, resilience, how the community recover from disaster. And then the next one, democracy. Can you guess what? How do we foster participation in oh, tak nampak pula kat sini. How do participation in democracy lah. For example, voting. How do we increase the percentage of people to go out for voting session, right? We are now already in the essential question part, which is still in an engagement phase. Right. Now we move forward to the third sub phases, which is the challenge. In engagement, again, we have the first one, the big idea. Second one, the essential question. The third one is the challenge. What is a challenge? Is it something like this? Okay. How about this one? Bottle stand challenge. And not to forget the one that we always have take a look earlier, ice bucket. Right? So you can guess actually people ataupun an audience, they trying their hard to learn, to challenge themselves, to create ataupun to answer the challenge. Therefore, they can work that out lah. Alright? Actually, the challenge, what is challenge? Challenge is in an activity ataupun task or situation that represent an incentive and obstacle to overcome. For example, just now we already discussed about the essential idea. Now we move forward to the challenge. Alright. Talking about challenge, the first one, community. The first one tadi just now we were talking about community as a big idea. Essential question as the how do we build supportive communities, and the challenge is build supportive communities. Alright. And I bet some of you now pretty confusing about these three thing in the in challenge-based learning. But don't worry, this is only the first session of the challenge learning. We're going to have a deeper understanding, deeper webinar afterwards. Don't worry about it. You can ask me, and don't forget to ask me in the menti.com. All right. And then, how about the big idea on relationship? Okay. The challenge is improve relationship in our school. Right? Do you see any similarity between build supportive community and improve relationship in our school? I'll give you one particular example. How about 3 meters away campaign, which is require smokers to smoke 3 meters away from the eateries, for example. What actually that for actually? All right, it's basically to help people to avoid second-handed smoker, which affected the second-handed smoker lah. So meaning it's related to the health actually just now. All right. How about creativity? Okay. When we're talking about creativity, use creativity to improve someone's life. All right. How about health? Be healthy. Right. Which is the question is what is healthy lifestyle and be healthy. And the next one will be how do communities recover from disaster? For example, COVID-19. How do communities recover from COVID-19? The big idea should be COVID-19 lah. How about the challenge? Help the community recover from COVID-19. Meaning to say, with this challenge, it helps the student, it helps them to find out, to list out what are the things that they can do with the challenges. And the last one, democracy. How do we foster participation in democracy? Challenge, involve citizen in democracy. All right. So we already finished with the first phase, which is engagement. I will repeat again. Engagement involve investigation. Engagement involve big idea, building essential question, and as well to have a challenge. All right. So now we're going to go to the phase 2, investigation, which is setting the foundation. I want to investigate that scares me and worries me. Jennifer Lynch. Obviously, when we talk about investigation, it requires students to work their own resources, to work with their own tool or applications. Therefore, when we talk about challenge building, this is the time for us to let the student, to let them to work with the tools they love. Obviously, here, each of stages has their own rubric for you to use. However, this is only a general rubrics. So therefore, I may advise you take a look at this general rubric and then try to adapt with your lessons in your class. All right. And the last one, the most important part is reflection and publishing. All right. So we do not learn from experience, we learn from reflecting the experience, right? So kita ada publishing, obviously. You have to publish from in a podcast or use any social media, and then this is the time actually for the student to make use of the thing that love the most. social media, recording, singing, or even writing on the blogs, or even do video blogging. Ask them to record every step of their action toward the solution. Alright? As you can see here, kalau kat sini kita ada, everyone I bet knows about the Bloom's taxonomy. We were talking about the create, evaluation, apply, and so on. How about the tools? Okay, when we're talking about creating, this is at the top of the hierarchy. For example, by blogging, filming, podcasting, directing, these are all the things that actually your students done to achieve the solution and to run the implementation of the projects. All right. So have you ever come across to this particular application which is related to the Bloom's taxonomy? I bet some of you have, yes, use the application, and please share with your student, and please make sure that they optimize the use of this particular tool during this outbreak session. All right. And the last one before I finish, the reflection. The reflection should come at the last before you end the class atau you end the semesters, because this is so important. Therefore, they know what are things that lacks in the implementation. What important things should be taken off from the solution investigation part, right? So you start from the should be time plan here about the response from the society, for example, and then the plan taken by the student, whether the plan is okay or not, whether this plan actually may consider a lot of things in the area. How about the budgeting? How about the money, the cost they involve to solve the problem, and how to actually the student can create and get some fund from the either society, from the government itself. And then the time they need to plan ahead for the implementation, and as well as about this critics. Should they ignore the critic? Should they consider critic towards the actions? And then communication are so vital. Therefore, this help them is either to communicate through the phone, through the Google Meet, or through other social media, and so on. And the last but not least, the documentation. And you must remember, to run this, you must ask your student to document every step have taken, and I must say obviously to you, it's either to use blogs and even video blogs. Therefore, you can see the progress of each of the students. All right. So you can use these templates to see the limitation or the improvised solution, the strength, the weaknesses, and the opportunities, and the threat they need to consider to implement ataupun to take action toward the issues. All right. So let's do it. I think by now I already cover a very basic about the CBL itself. All right. So do not worry, we're going to have another webinar session. Afterward, Dr. Lely will share with you how actually we can implement CBL in the class ataupun CBL during outbreak session. All right, Dr. Lely, towards you. While Dr. Lely explaining about the practice, I will go through to the question. Therefore, I will try to answer what question you may ask. All right, thank you. Dr. Lely, over to you. Dr. Lely? Oh, Dr. Lely not in. Hello, Dr. Lely. Dr. Lely?
Hello.
Dr. Lely.
Okay, dah nampak ke?
Dah nampak dah. I tak nampak lagi. Dr. Lely.
Alright, wait. How about others? Everyone see me? Okay, maybe siapa-siapa boleh respond?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, thank you. Okay, thank you Cik Nozir for the very long explanation and I think it's a very detailed explanation about the CBL itself. Okay, sebelum tu I izinkan saya lah to speak in English. Okay, so harap nanti semua boleh orang kata smooth. This session will be smooth. And sebelum tu ada any question for Encik Nuzid to answer for the first session? Kalau ada,
jawab dekat
boleh.
menti.com lah.
Ada yang Encik Nuzid want to respond first?
Kejap. I think you should go first, but setakat ni ada 7 orang je yang log in dalam menti.com.
Okay. Alright. Okay, tak apa. So I proceed my part. Okay. Alright. Windows.
Boleh dengar bunyi anjing kat situ.
Itulah. Sekejap ya. Everything up that answer. Nampak I tak boleh nak present yang I punya tak nampak Windows.
You kena mouse over ke bawah.
Dah?
Tak boleh. Sekejap sebab I memang dah stop dah.
Okay.
Ataupun mungkin you kena minimize you punya Windows. Ada tak?
Okay. Sekejap.
So while waiting, maybe some of you have any question to ask. You can post on the chat while waiting Dr. Lali to put the menti.com kat situ. Okay. Menti.com dia punya code ialah
tadi ada. Okay.
Ada tak Dr. Lali? Cuba leave the call dulu, kemudian rejoin balik. Mungkin ada.
Okay. Wait.
In menti.com, you can answer 3 simple questions. Where are you from? And then how to join menti.com with the code 165321. 165321. Alright, now Dr. Lali online. Okay, let's.
Dapat ke?
Dapat.
Okay. Can we start?
Yeah, sure.
You see my face?
Yes.
Okay, because I not see anyone face here. Okay, Assalamualaikum and very good morning. So today and this session I will show the implementation of the CBL, how we want to practice this approach to our students and maybe to our teaching and learning process. Okay, as mentioned before, Encik Nuzid, Mr. Nuzid has tell us about the element in the CBL, which are big ideas, essential question, and so on. And these element have categorized into 4 parts, which is engage, investigate, and action. Okay, so here I prepared for you a very simple or very basic topics to be can be the activities in the CBL. Okay, all right. For the first part is the engagement. So the engagement is we as educators or lecturer or teachers want to engage with our student and grab their attention. We come up with the issues which that can trigger dia punya minds, trigger dia punya thinking about our topics. Okay, for example, the big idea is about health. Health means kesihatan, and the very common and very popular issue now is COVID-19. Yeah. Okay, and then we have the big idea. We come up with the essential question. Okay, like Mr. Nuzid said, the essential question can be varied and many. So terpulang lah, depends for us what our topic is all about and how the question can relate to our topics. For example, how to raise awareness to the public about the dangers of coronavirus. So that's a very basic question, essential question to grab their attention. Okay, and then the challenge. Okay, challenge here is what we want to challenge our student to develop or to generate their ideas. Okay, for example, for this topic, the challenge is about to change people lifestyle to fight COVID-19 together. Okay, in the challenge part, actually the challenge element they have a very they have three specific challenge that we have to consider. First, the challenge in terms of limited resources. So here we limit our student about the resources they want to use. Okay, for this tasks or activities, maybe we want to do online learning. So we said the resources we want to use is only for in digital tools. Okay, and the time. Okay, like Encik Nurzi said tadi, dia ada nano challenge, apa lagi tadi?
Mini challenge.
And apa the big challenge kan?
Big challenge.
Okay, so depends on you berapa banyak aktiviti atau berapa banyak masa yang perlu diperuntukkan untuk the serta-serta aktiviti tu. Okay, for this example, maybe 1 week is good enough. And the limited minds mean berapa ramai yang contribute in the project tu. Okay, sama ada individual, okay, 2 peoples or many. So depends on the activities. Okay, that's the engagement part. And then we go to the investigate or investigation part. Okay, dekat sini actually CBL is more to research activity. Okay, sebenarnya dia lebih kepada penyelidikan which they have to investigate in terms of question and in terms of the data and so on. So there are 3 guidings which can help the student or the teachers to look into the topics. Okay, for example, guiding question, because our big idea is about issue is about COVID-19, right? So the challenge is to change people lifestyle to fight COVID-19. So to drive into the challenge, they have to prepare the question. First, maybe about what is the coronavirus and the symptom of COVID-19. Okay, how to avoid the disease, where we seek of help if we get infected, which protection that suit us to avoid this disease. Okay, actually the guiding question is come from the 4 wife and 1 husband. Okay, how, where, what and so on. So itu adalah keyword untuk kita tanya the guiding question. And from the guiding question, they can go to the guiding activities. So how we want to get the data? We maybe from the library study, they literature review, they read books and so on. Maybe they do social experiment, not in the public, dekat luar lah, field study. Maybe hanya dekat dalam online saja. Interview or maybe discussion or forum. And the guiding resources is macam yang as Encik Nurzi said earlier juga, from the authorities or maybe from the experts or maybe from the resource yang kita percaya. Okay, WHO website, official KKM. Okay, yang ini we have to very strict lah juga. Maybe nanti ada info-info yang daripada fake news lah, kan? Macam-macam ada sekarang ni kan. So we have to explain to our student to be more responsible with the fact. Okay, alright. And then for the solution, okay, to create or to accomplish the challenge yang kita beri tadi, so they have to do two phase, which is design activities and development material. They have to prepare. Okay, for design activities, they have to confirm about the information about the COVID-19, the requirement of the product, and maybe the sketching about the product. Products means the result or the what is called what we as a lecturer expect them to do. Okay. And then the development materials, okay, because it is for the online, maybe PC, smartphone and tablet, internet and software, authoring tools, application. Okay, that's for the preparation for the solution. And then for the action also is about the evaluation. So depends on us as educators or teachers how we want to evaluate them. Maybe using through formative evaluation, mean along the process we do the evaluation. Summative evaluation means at the end of the product we evaluate them, or the alternative assessment, which is come together with maybe with the expert evaluation and peer evaluation. Okay, for the evaluation part, maybe we can use rubrics, maybe we can use checklist, or maybe can we use this kind of tools. Okay. All right, so depends on us. Okay, so and then the last part is about the reflection, what the students get from the activities. Of course, back to our objective, we want to create awareness. So the reflection, the students can get better understanding about the COVID-19, and they know how to avoid the disease, and they also know how to react if they're infected by the disease. And maybe this is the product, I say product, that they come out from the activities. Okay, maybe they can create the infographic or poster, maybe they can create song, videos, music video and animation. And maybe they have developed mark sheet prototype and article, presentation slide or write up about the topic to create the awareness. Okay, and then they can publish in any platform of social media, online platform I mean, okay, Padlet, online game platform, MOC, or maybe from the blog. Okay, this is this basic example about the CBL. Okay, do you have any question before I proceed?
Maybe anyone can unmute the mic to ask a question to Dr. Laili, for example, for a moment. Anyone with question? Any question to Dr. Laili?
Okay, dekat chat ada tak?
Kat chat setakat ni untuk saya saja. Belum lagi.
Okay. Okay, kalau tak ada, I proceed with the second example. Okay? Boleh?
Boleh.
Kalau boleh tengok macam ni, reaction sikit. Dr. Syafinas, Dr. Raja. Okay. Okay, alright, we proceed. Okay. Tengok bila nak balik ke sana dia play. Sekejap.
Maybe you kena tengok window you kot rasa.
Okay. Okay, nampak window ke?
Sekejap. Saya rasa nampak.
Nampak apa?
I rasa you punya tu tak ada lagi. Belum ada lagi.
Okay, wait
These are the things that we have to face during having using Google Meet, technical problem and so on. Thing that you should expect it to happen lah, especially dealing with our student. Okay, Dr. Laili online sekarang. Okay, dah nampak dah kat screen. Dr. Laili, are you there? Dr. Laili? Saya rasa Dr. Laili tak dengar kot. Dr. Laili, are you there? Sekejap saya call Dr. Laili pula. Maksudnya tak dapat kot.
Dapat tak? Dapat tak?
Boleh. Baru dapat suara.
Tadi nampak apa?
Dah nampak dah. Saya nampak muka you je.
Okay. Nampak ni?
Nampak.
Okay. Okay, tadi before this I just explain to all of you about the basics topics for CBS supaya semua orang boleh nampak what is the criteria or element in each part of the CBL punya steps tu. Okay, now I relate to the my subject which is educational software development, code MMP 3023. Okay, semua orang pun akan ada, semua lecturers akan ada dia punya code punya CLO lah masing-masing. Okay, here I akan tunjukkan macam mana this all CLO can be implement in the CBL punya activities. Okay, for CLO 1, analyze the theories and approaches of courseware development in education. CLO 2, suggest and develop multimedia product in education. CLO 3, appreciates contributions on courseware development. And the last CLO is about work effectively as a part of a team. And each of the CLO have its domain, which is for CLO1 cognitive domain, CLO2 psychomotor domain, and the others is about the affective domain. Okay, I use the same issues, okay, about the COVID-19. The big idea is about COVID-19, but the issues now is about the online learning during MRO, okay, movement restricted orders. Okay, because now we are very tough to learn about the online. Okay, waktu ni lah baru kita nak kenal apa itu Zoom, apa itu webinar, okay, and so on. So here it is the challenge now, right? Okay, so the essential question, what are the software or application that can be used by educators and learners that have a high usability during MRO? Okay, so bila ada satu isu ni, so ini adalah essential question is the main question yang semua orang akan tanya. Okay, maybe kita boleh dapatkan juga soalan question ni maybe daripada Mentimeter, we grab dia punya opinion, student punya opinions. Okay, and then the challenge that I create is student have to create an online learning tool or platform to educate people about the COVID-19. So my subject is about courseware, software, educational software development. So here, I want one day to create their online learning platform, and the content is about the COVID-19. Okay, and the limited resources that I gave, I told them is about they have to use online tools only, and we prefer for the free software or application. And the limited time, I give them 3 weeks, and the limited month, I do this activity in the project base, so group of maximum 4 people in one group. Okay, this is for the first phase, engagement. Okay, and we go to the second phase, investigate. Okay, so the guiding question for this challenge or for this task is, one, what is COVID-19? Means the content of the product. Okay, and what is the theory involved in online learning? Which teaching and learning approaches applicable for online learning, and how to implement online learning during MRO is relate to my CLO punya subject tadi tu. Okay, and then the activities, maybe the library study, survey, experiment, and maybe they do focus group or expert interview. And for resources, they can get the resources from books, newspaper, and magazines, website or social media, article journals, and maybe tutorial videos. Okay, that's for investigation. And for the action part and the solution, they have to design the uh, online platform or online tools. So they have to gather what the user requirement. They have to investigate about the availability of the internet from student, and how about the readiness and so on. About the content is about the information about the COVID-19, and they have to select theory involved and select what approach, learning approach involved, and they come up with a storyboard. And then for development materials, okay, they must have internet, they must have PC, smartphone, tablet, or maybe my microphone or camera, and selected online platform and software and authoring tool for editing process. Okay, this is so the solution. And for the evaluation, this is maybe I can use score marks, rubric, score sheet, progress checklist, and that several item that the indicator for each item is about the content, about the usability of online learning tools or platform, about their creativity and their teamwork. Okay, so it depends on lecturer or teachers how they want to evaluate their student based on their product to achieve the objective. Okay. Okay, for reflection. Okay, so here from reflection we have to achieve the objective or course learning outcomes. So here the what the students can come up with the understand, they can understand the teaching and learning theory and approach suites with the online learning for CLO1. And for CLO2 and 4 is about the apply the online learning platform. And CLO3, they can reflect that online learning is now no longer an option. Okay, this I got from webinar Dr. Hafiz and Prof. Karim yesterday. Okay, online learning is no longer an option nowadays. Okay, and then okay, this is expected. Okay, product that our student can produce. Maybe they can produce online games. Okay, and maybe they can create videos and upload it on YouTube. Okay, maybe they can have, like us, can have a webinar session. Okay, discussion session in the webinar, and maybe they can create platform to share their idea using Padlet and so on. So it can give them kebebasan to create their own ideas macam mana dia nak menghasilkan satu produk, but the objective is relate with our course objective. Okay, and publishing, of course, macam tadi juga kita boleh gunakan all platform of social media, Padlet, online gaming platform, MOOC or maybe blog, and mungkin banyak lagi tools-tools yang kita boleh gunakan untuk diorang publish. Alright, I think so to wrap up the session, I just want to mention that challenge-based learning is all about promoting thoughtful and sustainable solution. Means adanya issue and then we come up with a solution. Okay. And through CBL approach, changes can be made from deep learning, community engagement, effective and meaningful steps in providing solutions. Okay, the beauty of the CBL is about dia student akan drive dia punya macam mana cara dia nak belajar dan macam mana cara dia nak dapatkan maklumat. Means bukan kita as a lecturer or teachers yang menentukan apa cara ataupun apa benda yang dia orang kena buat. Okay, so this is untuk Gen Z punya orang kata approach lah yang rasanya mungkin sesuai. Okay, for all yang mungkin di UPSI dan juga mungkin di luar UPSI, okay, I want to promote our UPSI punya innovation punya YouTube channel. Okay, masing-masing nanti bolehlah kot cuba tengok UPSI Innovation, official UPSI Edu Innovation YouTube. Okay, kat situ juga ada beberapa contoh macam mana kami as a lecturer menjalankan kita punya orang kata teaching and learning process. And here di sini saya ada juga I include how me myself do the CBL, Mr. Nuzid and his students do the CBL. Okay, Dr. Nur Kasum from Fakulti Sains Kemanusiaan, okay, melakukan the CBL. Maybe anyone can boleh faham dengan lebih, orang kata more deeper about this CBL from this video. Okay, thank you for the subscribe. Okay. Okay, I think that's all from me. Okay, kalau tak ada apa-apa, mungkin kita boleh open the questions.
Kejap, saya ada beberapa soalan untuk kita jawab kat sini.
Okay.
Okay, let me present my window.
Okay, Ken.
Alright. Okay, share now. Okay, mana ni window saya? Okay, kejap ya. Okay. Semua boleh nampak? Okay. Alright, to access the material, you can log into not log in. You can browse to challengebasedlearning.org. Over here, you may find a lot of material, guidance, video, tutorial, resources, case studies, and so on in challengebased.org. Alright, or you can visit to my Padlet, as you can see here, padlet.com/nurzid/cbl.fskik. Meaning to say, over there, I already include some of the notes, some of the slides that you have requested just now, and then some of the information you can share with your student. This includes the canvas that Dr. Laili have shared just now. All right, and in incoming webinar, we're going to have another session which is going to be delivered by our beloved Professor Madya, Dr. Imazatul Hayati Muhammad Yatim. She will discuss with us and share with us with the title, the 3 critical success factor in implementing CBL or challenge-based learning. Therefore, I wish you can stay tuned with the announcement which is going to be made by MEITA ataupun UPSI to wait for the session with Dr. Imazatul Hayati Muhammad Yatim. All right. Again, the material you can download from padlet.com/nurzid/cblfskik, or even you can browse to straight away to the challengebasedlearning.org or challengebasedlearning.org. All right. There's one question asked by one of the participants, which asking about the differences between the PBL and CBL. PBL could be 2, which is project-based learning ataupun problem-based learning. So when we're talking about project-based learning, it's all about the student required to build their knowledge through a specific task, for example. Alright, meaning the knowledge is required for them to apply to carry out the assigned project. Meaning at the end of the day, the highlight is the end product, the product that will innovate or created by the student. How about the problem-based learning? Problem-based learning is a scenario which student is acquire new information through self-directed learning using design problem ataupun fiction problem created by you and not by the students, which is the knowledge is required to apply and to solve the problem at hand. However, the implementation are not required to be done by them. The focus is on the knowledge ataupun the skill to solve the problem. All right. How about the challenge-based learning? When we're talking about challenge-based learning, we're talking about the students work with their teachers and expert in their communities on a real-world problem, which is it requires them to develop a deeper knowledge of the subject of what their studies, and it's the challenge itself that triggers generation of new knowledge and necessary the tool of resources. Ataupun saya boleh mudahkan kat sini ialah kalau all of you perasan, kita ada CBL canvas, which is this canvas actually a map for a flexible framework or a map for your student which can access in various ways. Meaning to say, when we're talking about CBL, it's all about documentation. which is all your students must report all stages from engagement stages, investigation, and the action. Meaning to say, how they're going to report that? They have to use the tool that accessible, easy accessible by them. For example, social media, blogging, video blogging, writing, and so on. Therefore, you can do your reporting to you, to the community, and the peers ataupun dia punya kawan-kawan lah. Alright. Another question is related to the from Muhammad Tarmizi regarding to the how inculcate the student to come up with the question. I may suggest again you shall try to use the 6 thinking hat. It's very useful. You can use all the 6 thinking hat, or you can ask your student to use one of the 6 thinking hat to generate a session question and guiding question towards the sessions. All right. Dr. Lady, anything else? Any question from the audience?
I just go through the chat. Nampaknya semua orang berminat dengan kita punya slide saja. Okay, maybe I think it's quite orang kata relate to our sebenarnya kita punya approach in teaching and learning sebenarnya. Tapi macam mana kita nak kata kategorikan based on the steps and make it more look systematic and focused. I suggest I promote all of you to use the CBL canvas, right? Okay. And the beauty for the CBL is the product is something sometimes kita tak boleh nak expect what they have to do, they want to do. Okay, macam contohnya I and Dr. Encik Nuzik have go through all the CBL punya courses during last year. Okay, from one faculty to one faculty, we can see variety of the products that yang kita punya lecturer and kita punya student can create in, I think one day, tak sampai pun one day kan? Betul tak? Kan? Okay, so they very very interesting, and I promote all of you to try this orang kata approach, right? Okay. Rasanya itu sahajalah kot. Kalau tak ada apa-apa lagi, Encik Nuzik, ada tak? Ada? Laptop dia dah mati. Kesian. Dia punya maybe dia tak check kat mana-mana. Okay, so tak apa. So saya mewakili PPA, UPSI and Cik Nuzik and our teams want to say thank you very much to attend this session, and we hope sedikit sebanyak akan bagi idea to all of you how to manage or to implement this approach. And last word from me, take care of yourself, stay safe, stay at home, and stay learning online. Okay? Okay, thank you. Bye. Okay. Okay, thank you. Kenapa tu? Bunyi apa? Hai.
Dah. Ibu buat kat mana? IG? Bukanlah.